How we doing, folks? Kevin Richard here, back at the piano. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show a little bit difference in kind of what I teach and what you might get from like a speech level singing teacher. Now, I'm not saying that speech level is bad or that it doesn't work. It does work, but it's only designed for certain types of singing, certain types of tones. If you're looking for big, fat, thick, loud, or maybe even aggressive tonality, speech level singing is not really for you. It doesn't, on its basis, doesn't produce that kind of tone. Now, there have been some advances in speech level. People like my friend Brett Manning have kind of taken what Seth Riggs created and kind of wanted to do some other things with it and kind of go off of the kind of set formula or method that Seth had laid out. They wanted to change it a bit. Seth has been very inflexible in what he deems is appropriate for speech level singing. He's unwilling to change the methods in which he does it. So guys like Brett Manning and John Henning like that have kind of strayed off the reservation, kind of doing their own thing. But what I want to do is I want to show you the difference between what a classical person, how they sing, and how a speech level kind of approaches the same notes. I'm going to do this G here, G3 to G4, right? In a speech level kind of sound, we'll use the exact same exercise. We'll use the mums just like they do. A speech level would kind of approach it like this. Mum, 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 mum. It's a nice tone, but if you're looking for something with a bit more, a bit more aggressive to it, just a louder sound, a fuller sound. The reason that speech level is not going to get that for you. The reason why is because speech level's approach is kind of more about chord closure than it is about air pressure. Because they tend to say a lot that pressure is bad for the vocal cords. It leads to damage and things like that. Pressure is a different thing than tension or stress on the vocal cord. Pressure does not produce stretch on the vocal cord. The vocal cords are designed to work from air pressure. That's what gets the vocal cords to open and close and to vibrate, is air pressure through them. Just like a reed in a saxophone or an oboe, air pressure produces the sound. Without air, the instrument doesn't make sound. But things like speech level and a still method and stuff are more concerned about manipulating the larynx through muscular movement rather than air pressure. And that is actually what leads to damage. So here is what a speech level would kind of do for, let's do C to C here. And they would kind of go really light kind of soon, more pharyngeal. Mum, 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 mum. Now that's a nice tone. It's free of tension. There's no strain in that. It's realize it's a full tone. Mum, 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 mum. But there's not a lot of pressure on that. Not a lot of quality, a lower end quality to the tone, because we're kind of going in the resonance, we're going up into head resonance, pharyngeal resonance, a little too soon for what you can kind of get away with. Mum, 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 mum. More concerned about chord closure and or lack of tension or lack of pressure and a bright tone rather than a fuller, thicker tone. Now, if I add more pressure to that exact same exercise, you listen to the difference. Mum, 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 mum. Now all I did was increase my airflow through the vocal cords. My larynx is still down, it's still neutral, it's not rising. I still get a nice free tone. Mum, 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 mum. Speech level version. Mum, 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 mum. It's not a huge difference. But when you're doing that prolonged, mum, 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 it's a bit of a lighter tone. Mum, 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 mum. And you can hear that it has more of a classical sound or a bigger, fuller tone. That's because the increase in air pressure on the vocal cords increases surface contact on both sides. The vocal cords just kind of press against themselves a bit more. A thicker contact, more a thicker tone. Basically, you're creating more harmonics in the sound, more lower harmonics in the sound because it's a thicker chord. So you're creating a bit of a thicker sound. So increasing air pressure, not tension. It's a different thing. Creates a thicker sound. So this is a difference between speech level and, say, more of a classical or a diaphragmatic pressure method or approach to these sounds. Is more pressure creates a bit more of a thicker sound. Now the trick here is to add more pressure without creating tension, and that's where learning how to breathe properly through the system is essential. And which gets me to the point of this video, which is I have a brand new course coming up at the end of this month, the end of July, called Breathe. And it's all about learning how to breathe properly through your voice to create these nice big tones or even small tones without hurting yourself, without creating tension, without creating any stress or strain on the voice. Check out the link below there for a special little preview of the first module of Breathe. It is the very first breath support course designed specifically to target singing, not learning how to breathe better and that's it, or learning how to do really long hisses for 60 seconds or something like that. This is really designed to learn how to breathe to sing songs, learn how to develop strong breath control to sing songs. So check out that link below there, subscribe to the channel, share this video wherever you like, ask questions below. More than happy to answer them. Till next time, see ya. Oops.